You ever lose a game that you just absolutely pop off? Or maybe your team just never listens to you and you just can't win no matter what you do. Or the other scenario where you just can't hit a shot and you go like 1-17 because you just made one bad decision and lost one gunfight after the next. Well, this is all tilt, and I know that you might not have heard of tilt before because I invented it, but it's essentially when someone is so mad that they just can't think straight and they start to play worse. So here's the thing, when you make one 10 IQ level play, right, and then you become tilted, you can turn like one bad engagement or one bad decision from a game where you are about 1-4 to a game where you are 1-23 bottom frag, and then the MMR system thinks that you're so bad that you're playing on a Sega Dreamcast and you drop all the way from Diamond 3 to Iron 1 in one game. But what you actually need, if you want to rank up, become better at the game, you need to tap into the power level of pro players, and what that is competitive mentality. Now, before we jump into everything you need to gain this insane power that every single pro player has, you need to like and subscribe to the video, because if not, I'm fairly certain that 2021 will actually be worse than 2020. Can you believe it? Worse? Yeah, I know. So smash the like and subscribe button. But enough joking. Let's jump into exactly what you need to get this competitive mentality. Now, the first and most important thing, that you need to know is that not every game is winnable. You see, some games you're gonna get teammates who don't listen, right? They're just not gonna listen to you. You're gonna have some games where you're just playing very poorly. You're walking around with 1 IQ, peeking angles against 5 people. Maybe the enemy is playing extremely well, or they just all have aimbot. Everyone knows that if you're losing, the enemy team has aimbot. Now, the thing that you need to understand, though, is even if every game's not winnable, that should not cause you to tilt, because the goal of ranked is not winning. Say it with me now. Winning is all that validates you in life. Wait, that's not it. The real thing that you need to strive for is improvement. You see, improvement will equal more games won over time. And if you're climbing through iron or plat or immortal, it doesn't matter. If you get to a rank that you don't deserve, once you play in that rank, you're gonna consistently underperform and lose your rank anyways. Sure, you could get on a lucky win streak and just perch up there and then brag to your mother that you're the top 4% of all players in the world. But in the reality, you will become less and less able to compete with players who are consistently improving at every single rank. Here's the biggest reality check for players, and it's a brutal one, but no one cares about your rank besides you. Now, I mean, maybe they might say, hey, that's pretty cool, or hey, you're nutty, but unless you're trying to go pro, rank doesn't matter to anyone else besides yourself. Now, I'm not saying to settle for mediocrity. Here at GameLeap, we do not settle for mediocrity. We want to push it as far as possible, improve as far as we possibly can, of course. But rank is always attached to skill, right? And if you have the rank without the skill, or care about only winning without improving, then it all is meaningless in the end. Now, why does all this matter? Well, the thing is, there's no point in tilting about losing. Tilting about losing is only gonna make you play worse. It's only gonna make you improve less. Tilt when you have played 50+ games and just can't seem to get any better at all. So what do you actually do in order to improve, right? You need to treat every death as a learning opportunity. Don't chalk up deaths to being unlucky. Don't chalk up deaths to the enemy playing dumb, like that damn Phoenix that peeked the angle for the 3rd time and killed you after you already peeked the angle for the 1st and 2nd time and died both times, but then he peeks at the 3rd time even though you, okay, PTSD aside, don't chalk up death to enemies just playing dumb. Don't blame death on your teammates. These are all logical things. I'm not telling you that these are illogical things to think if you care about winning, if winning is your goal, but they're actually illogical if your goal is improvement. So you see, every death or failed game plan, failed decision, you need to notice what you actually could have done instead. Was your aim a little bit off? Did you shoot at the ceiling, or did you tickle your enemy's toes? Did you not counter strafe correctly and it just messed up your first shot accuracy? Was your gunplay just fundamentally off all over the place? Maybe you just made a dumb decision and peeked multiple enemies at the same time, or you engaged on enemies that had abilities that could shut you down. You see, there is always something that you could have done better, and there's always more that you could have done to have more impact and value in your games. To better help you understand this, let's imagine the peak physical specimen in Valorant. Dr. Disrespect. JK, not someone like Dr. Disrespect, someone like Hiko, Shroud, or Wardell, right? If you think that if they were in your position, they would have done and made the exact same decisions and played about the same, then you are 100% wrong. We just reviewed a Wardell VOD where he smurfed in Diamond 3 and got a 30 bomb while reading chat at the same time and cracking some jokes. If having skills like these men is the goal, which it should be, don't settle for anything less than improving to that level. You see, the biggest takeaway that I could give you from this video is that tilting and adopting a victim mentality will only become a sage wall that prevents you from rushing the point A metaphorical rank up. You see what I did there? Pretty clever, right? Anyways, the thing that you need to do in order to become as good as you want to and eventually gain the rank that you want to gain, right, with improvement, is you need to set goals and then make concrete steps to reach them. Write a goal. Maybe you want to rank, you want to earn the rank, whatever rank above you, or maybe 1 or 2 ranks. Give yourself a time frame and then commit to it. Learn the caliber of players in that rank. What are their skill sets and how do they earn that rank? You need to realize that you need to play or be just as good as those players or better if you want to climb to that rank. In order to accomplish this, you need to learn something every day. Learn from your games, watch pro players and VOD analysis, watch GameLeap videos, and learn something every single day. Make better decisions every single time you enter a game. Every single death, take something from it. Was it a positioning mistake, a mechanical mistake, or a game sense mistake? Every single day you play the game competitive, you have a goal, and then you have a mold for what you should do in order to achieve that goal. This will set you up for improvement and ultimately success. Now, of course, just saying don't care about your wins or losses is easy, right? It's easy to say, hey, adopt this mentality, but it's a lot harder when you get really passionate about your games and you tilt anyways. So here we're gonna give you some big things that you need to do if you are tilting in your games. We already talked about why you shouldn't be tilting even if you lose, but if you are, there are several things you can do. For one, you can take a break from competitive. You could play Spike Rush, you could go into the training room, do whatever you need to in order to stay warm and just calm yourself down so that you don't go into the next game already tilted, already mad. Now, sometimes just being around the game at all will still make you mad, right? You're just already in that tilted mentality and you can't get out of it. So in those scenarios, you probably need to take a complete break. Go eat something, take a drink, relax, watch a video. You need to take a step away from the game because something that always happens to players is they lose a game, right? They're really upset, they're really mad, they're tilted, and they're so tilted that they lost. They're like, I know that I'm better than these people. I know that I should have won that game. Let's play another one and win my rank down back, right? But the thing is, now they're tilted, and now they start off the game and they die one time, and they're like, I need to pop off of this game because I need that MMR top frag boost, so I'm gonna take another flank, and then they die again. They take another flank and they die again. And then they consistently lose and lose and lose, and now they lost another rank and lost the game, not because they really are bad, right? They are actually better than how they played in that game, but you're so tilted, you're only playing at a fraction of your actual skill level. You see, not only that, but if you're not playing at your absolute best, then you're not actually improving, which we already talked about how that is the goal. It is exactly like going and working out, right? If you are broken down, you worked hard in a manual labor job, or you already worked out 5 days in a row, and your arms are tired, you're sore everywhere. If you go work out, what is that gonna do for you? It's gonna do absolutely nothing. You're not gonna be able to lift as much as you normally do, or whatever. I know that this is a workout example, but it could be any example. Unless you're playing at your actual peak, the best you can, your improvement is gonna be marginal because you're not playing as well as you could be, and you're not playing against better enemies because you're consistently ranking down because you keep playing tilted. So taking a step away from your computer is a great way to do that. Taking a break completely, maybe even coming back the entire next day when you're refreshed. These are all tactics that you need to incorporate if you want to make sure that you don't tilt in your game, because tilting is the enemy and it all stems from our emotional response to our wins and losses, which is what we need to control. Now, the final thing that you could do in order to ensure your success, and this might be the most important thing out of everything, is making sure that you have a good vibe. Now, what do I mean by a good vibe, right? This is about your energy. This is about your temperament. You know, start the game off, crack a joke, be cheery. We already talked about how your emotional state should not affect your wins or losses. You will improve regardless of your team performance, and sometimes you might even improve more if your teammates suck and you have to clutch up consistent 1v3s over and over again. This is good practice. Now, the reason that your vibe matters and your temperament matters is this is setting you up for the right mentality in order to grind the game and improve time and time again. You see, a lot of people think that if you don't tilt based on a loss, then you just don't care, and then you have no reason to calm, work together, play for the win. That's not what I'm saying at all. This means that you don't let the outcome of a game, whether you win or lose, crush your performance and hinder the goal, which is always improving and becoming better and better at the game. Now, speaking of goal, my personal goal here at GameLeap is actually to give each and every one of you a hug. You see, I'm a hugger, but I know the whole COVID thing, so for now, I'll settle for a like and subscribe. So do me a huge solid and do that. And then, you know, when you see me at a convention or something, you can definitely come up and hug me after COVID though, of course. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, but do us a favor and in the comments down below, tell us your secret in order to keep that mental fortitude, that mental toughness, that competitive mentality. What do you do in your games to ensure that you don't tilt into oblivion? Definitely let us know in the comments down below. Anyways, that's all we got for you today. I'm Coach Mills, and until next time.